There's no point in any handouts or aids and all those. It doesn't work for us. It doesn't work. Mutually beneficial trading and industry trading and all those things will be some of the partnerships. It's something that we are looking for. And investments from Britain to here in terms of agriculture, produce, industry and everything is something that we are looking for. That would also create employment here. We can export to the UK also. So
Yeah,
we
John.
can balance the trade deficit is also high here. So you're exporting more to us than we export to the UK. And so the balance of trade, that's why this time we also have to negotiate with you to see that we can also balance whatever we can export. But before we do that,
afi we as a free frase mu be wura afi fufure mu no as enhira nko a na eba o maimu Euro Santa Hene Santa Mai ene Ghana mai nhira do na edo so sepono ni bia na ebiebie emfiti afi we emfiti ase no na sabi World Bank baaye no anche na mpimpana de asante abrofo besesa koyo no omo hye ho body ni nyina eba mako enche ni nyina beba de esi enwumeku ahodo no ba na omo ba o maimu a obi apesa sabi obeye n'adwuma wo maimu Trinidad and Montenegro baaye na afenso so no yehu se amama ya ahodo no ba na won eba na neide UK Trade Envoy na won ne mpanyimfo nso abepie mu wo man Ghana mu a waba Euro Santa Hene na so oba na ne nante sie nyina ye bokọ oba be hwe o maimu ene sede dwade betimi akoso na ne Euro Santa Hene ma na kwaba na obusa ne se no oba ye no de no hu ye ene wo so oba ye no kuma sede okokomfa no chia ba nya hwesa bia mu na okohu adwuma so a sabi ekoso wo ho wachinchini na wo hwe sede ne me ekoso no a na se Ghana omo ho aso se yedi dwa na no hene che won se de kamia ye se asa dwadie no echima akwa kosi China na bibiman no so obi ada nani akọ na so ye kanka o maimu ene bibiman ahodo no na nka ne ma ahodo ye de ewu mu na so adehye na ankasa o man na adehye na ankasa no ye meye ni nkode ye wo ho da ye tisi abonten ne yakwa akọpa abonten de na so no so opo man a UK ni won beye adwuma ama o manya mfaso tam ama Ghana so anya bidia eye Ghana prekope esansa wo ye de ono oba e wodi hu adanse sa wo ye de Ghana eno na edi twa ye furuma ena afenso so enhyehye a abaye de gu akwemu no eno so ya na eboa wo ho fa chichiri baba ye adwuma eno nti enhyehye de ebi wo ho ena afenso so adwuma so de ebi wo ha edwade enso so bi wo ha pa eno nti so abade a no hu se ye fie eno aba eno atwa fufu nso so ama na tonkwan mu esan so wo hoi obehwe ama enema hodo ene edwade no so atimi akoso sede be ya ne nananom ene Ghana de hye nyina ebenya adwuma aye eno nti wo hene ma na kwaba ene wo hye ne bose ba wa ba ide ne hye wade aba bia fa adwade hu wo aman ne mienu entemo no ono so aye krado apoa no ho se wo beboa ama na de hye enso so enya adwuma ne biaye momme yankotie ebra ana momme yankɔhwe ebra UK Trade Envoy one ne mpanyufo ba Euro Santa Hene na so no momme yankotie mra
For China. We are doing my reality. Another trade about to Ghana. And you don't. And you moderate. That's not them South Council.
Good afternoon to you, Your Majesty, and good afternoon to all of you. My name is Belle Biradi. I am the Member of Parliament for Clapham Brixton Hill and the UK, His Majesty's Trade Envoy to Ghana. We're here in Kumasi visiting various sites, and we are very, very honoured to be able to pay a courtesy call to yourself.
what have you seen so far?
Sorry?
What have you seen so far?
Well, so far I've seen the site of the hospital, which I know you quite generously bestowed the land to be used as a hospital, as it's been said to be a place of healing, and we know that the UK had previously been involved in helping with the funding for this. So we are looking at the hospital, and we've heard about the challenges that there are in terms of making sure that the building is finished. It would be wonderful to see the building finished because we know it's going to serve many people around this area. And soon, after we've been with you, we'll be going to Tech.
University.
The university where I know that you are the chancellor.
Thank you.
Joe.
And we're welcome to Kumasi, and congratulations also on your new position as trade envoy.
Thank you.
And I'm sure in this turbulent world now where tariffs and everything is going on, I don't know what trade,
Joe.
how we find ourselves in this situation. It looks like Africa is being left in the lurch. We don't know because tariffs and China, UK, going to negotiate with Trump and all those things. And so, where do you leave us?
Joe.
And that's the point, because we also have to find ourselves in a situation where UK and Ghana, for example, and Africa, for example, would also position ourselves to be able to trade in a way that it will be mutually beneficial to the two continents and all that. And seriously, we, in this time where we are not sure where the direction of the world is going economically, we would encourage you to I know that Britain is also negotiating with the EU for also certain after Brexit certain, so we pray that you don't leave us in the light, because we also have to position ourselves in a way that Ghana and Africa, for example, would also benefit in terms of trade.
Joe.
There's no point in any handouts or aids and all those. It doesn't work for us. It doesn't work. Mutually beneficial trading and industry trading and all those things will be some of the partnerships. It's something that we are looking for. And investments from Britain to here in terms of agriculture, produce, industry and everything is something that we are looking for. That would also create employment here. You can export to the UK also. So you can balance the trade deficit is also high here. So you're exporting more to us than we export to the UK. And so the balance of trade, that's why this time we also have to negotiate with you to see that we can also balance whatever we can export. But before we do that, we also need direct investments also to be able to also balance the trade in a way. Because in a developing country like ours, we need to develop. I don't think we want to depend on aid and all those things. We are determined to also develop ourselves. We also want to trade with Britain. We also want to balance our accounts and all those things. So what do? You being the trade envoy from Britain to here, you are here to solicit for trading so that you can enhance yours. What do you do for me here also?
Joe.
Something. And then more so you as a person. Because it's a two-pronged attack. As you think of Britain, you have to think about me also here.
Joe.
So these are something that I want you to carry back, that we look forward to a partnership where it can develop our country, our economy and everything. Britain have been now colonial past, now we are sisterly friends and everything, with good relations and all those things, and therefore we expect your good has not been good enough to us. And we think we need more collaboration in relation to developing our two countries together.
Joe.
We thank you. You supported us with development with the airport standard bank. The maternity block is also there. KNUST is also benefited in a way. So we believe that these are areas that can be done. We collaborate in relation to British investors coming here, infrastructure development like this, for example. Because if we have a company from Britain coming to do a toll road from Accra to Kumasi, for example, and then collect the toll, that would benefit us and it benefits the company in Britain also.
Zero.
That also helps with infrastructure development because the center here in Kumasi and then agricultural produce and things driving people coming in with goods and everything, transportation from Accra to Kumasi and then to the north. So if you look at the road, for example, infrastructure development, railway development, for example, is also something. So these are all areas that will near to the benefit of the people, near to the benefit of the economy, and to win-win situation. Investors come in to do it here. We also benefit and improve our infrastructure development that also helps with the economy.
Zero.
Those are some of the things that I want you to take back if you've come here. That areas like agriculture, for example, for export, where investors come, we have the land and then we have the personnel. The universities have trained so many personnel, qualified people here who can't even get employment. Agricultural science, engineers and all those things. All these people can benefit from investments from there to here, and Britain also can then benefit also in terms of exporting back to your country. So these are all areas that if we are talking about trade, then we have to be looking at. So you being the trained boy, my dear, I look forward to more from you and from us also to collaborate so that we can be able to fashion out a program that will inure to the benefit of our two countries. So I thank you for coming, and I know that KNUST, for example, is another area that when you go, I'm sure the Vice Chancellor and the management will take you around to see what is there. We still haven't finished the Confanoche at the maternity block, which is also very important to us. I think when we went to the IMF, it affected that a bit, and the continuation of the airport also affected us with the IMF situation. But I still believe that there's more that we can still do. We are managing the IMF program very well. The country is going through that, and therefore, hopefully, I'm sure by the government that by next year we will free. That will help with our balance of trade and everything in terms of the finances and everything. So it's a country worth investing. And I believe so that in the midst of the turbulence in West Africa, Ghana is a country that is more stable, and our laws and the courts and everything are there, open, frank discussions to, in fact, secure investments in a way that any foreign investor coming in is sure that his investment is safe. Areas like mining, for example, especially now that the government is doing the gold board, all those areas that the gold now is being used to balance the foreign exchange, and investments in the mining sector would also be, because 20% of the product will be converted to cedis and 80% will be exported, and therefore that also will inure to any investor into that area. So there are vast areas that we can look at, and that would be mutually beneficial to our two countries. So in this position, I expect more from you, and I'm sure you'll be able to do it. And then we would also be able to collaborate in terms of fashioning a program for ourselves. So I thank you for coming today.
Yo.
Thank you. And thank you also for coming with us.
Your Majesty, as you know, because I've had the honour of meeting you on a few occasions, I am of Ghanaian heritage myself. And so the development and economic prosperity of Ghana is of huge importance to me. So I'm very, very pleased to be able to, in this new role, contribute to that. You mentioned quite wisely the issue of tariffs and the world we live in at the moment, where tariffs are being thrown around like grenades in terms of war. But you'll be pleased to know that the UK and Ghana have a very, very secure trading agreement, which means that there is 0% tariffs on trade going both ways. And because Ghana is a developing nation, we are very careful about how we do this. We ensure that it's not agricultural products that can come from the UK because we don't want to affect Ghana's very, very important agricultural export. But all agricultural products from Ghana, textiles, for example, they can all move tariff-free into the UK. And for the UK, machinery, other infrastructural materials can move tariff-free into Ghana, and that's the mutual type of relationship we have there, with the hope that bolsters trade further. Yes, it's certainly my role to promote UK companies here in the way in which you described, but I'm equally looking at ways in which Ghanaian companies can bring more agricultural produce to the UK. As you know, we're only 6 hours away. That's a very, very short distance. We are in the same time zone.
Yes.
And I always say that I am someone who will leave on the British Airways flight in the evening on a Sunday. I will land in the morning, I will go home, I will shower, I will change myself, and I will be back in the House of Commons. So if I can do that, then surely we can have avocado pears coming from Ghana to the UK and be on the shelf in our supermarkets in the same time frame. So there is so much opportunity, and we look forward to working with people right across this region and across the country overall to try and achieve those aims. As you said, Ghana has a huge amount of potential. The stability that Ghana offers and the rich resources mean that anybody that chooses to invest here is making a very, very wise decision. And as you have tasked me with, I'll ensure that I go back and spread that message. Thank you very much.
Connections also. The last time you were special assistant to Diane Abbott?
I was, yes.
And now you are an MP yourself.
Yes, and we organised a very wonderful speech that you gave at the House of Commons. And if you remember, I told you at the time there were many Ghanaians working in the House, and you didn't quite believe me until we walked through and all the Ghanaians came out to greet you.
Yes, when I saw that, I said, oh. Now you are taking over.
University. And then I believe we're headed back to Accra.
Okay.
So we started at the airport, and then we went to the hospital.
Oh, okay. That's good.
But I've never actually travelled by road to Kumasi before. It's always plane. So I'm very grateful for the airport.
Yeah, because my road is not in good shape.
No, the road is difficult, and the buses sometimes can be very complex in terms of getting people.
So we need someone. Contractor was doing some roads, but if we can look at it from there and have an investment on that side, where I can do a dual carriage or a toll system even, so that the travel time could be reduced to about 2.5 hours instead of 5-6 hours.
And you mentioned the railway. I think a railway would be extremely important as well.
We're doing an inland port without the connection of railway, and it doesn't work like
it doesn't.
It's not. So that's something that we need to be looking at. And the free zone is also being created there. But then without the rail line,
Yeah. I'm very pleased you're across all of the issues. I should take you with me back to the UK to
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And someone no any akwakotie de aba no. To de aka say Euro Santa hene enkoso. Asantuma enkoso, Ghana enkoso. Achede po otwede mpo Nyankopon de na chaye no. Ene Euro Santa hene. Otwede mpo Nyankopon ya adome bi shaka se din no eyo maame Fauzia. Makram.